And I do believe the green light is on. Red light, green light, however you look at it, it is a go. We got a bonus episode of Bumps and Bruises back once again tapping in. It is your host, El Tucretente, the Ultimate Sensei, a.k.a. We'll save the rest for later. And we got joining us once again, the great co-host, Scotty Two Stone. Thank you for joining us for this Bumps and Bruises episode. And well, like the headline of the episode says, it's going to be Cowboys from Hell. We're going to be asking and answering some questions as well from each other and the viewers. And I'm looking really forward to what we cook up because we're going to be two dudes shooting tonight, real Paul Heyman style. So with that being said, though, first off, how you doing, Scotty Two Stone?
I'm doing good. Ready to get the show on the road.
Absolutely.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantabulastic. Some form of other astic that I'm not even quite sure of, but it's not drastic because I'm feeling great. Boom. And with that being said, we got the good brother Doomer joining us live. Big cheers, big prost. And, well, how about we kick this thing right off with, I know last week we gave our Saturday night's main event prediction, so we're not going to recap that. You can check out last week's episode. However, they did add a new match to the card, a match that I don't think either of us could have predicted seeing coming, considering the way women seem to be booked under this Triple H realm. And reign, I should say, and considering how he likes to put them on, doesn't like to put them necessarily on pay-per-view cards. But with that being said, on Saturday night's main event on SmackDown tonight, they booked it. Chelsea Green will be getting her rematch against the United States champion, Zelina Vega. So who do you got winning? Does Zelina retain? Chelsea get it back? Who do you want? What do you think?
Oh, Chelsea's getting it back.
Really? Because that's what I want to happen, but I don't think that will happen.
Chelsea's getting it back. Is Zelina Vega still in the LWO?
Yeah.
That's what I rest my hat on.
I mean, but then what was the push for Zelina then? See what I mean? Then why give Zelina the belt? Like, wouldn't you want to let her run with it
Chelsea
for a bit?
needed someone to feud with. They could hot potato that belt back.
Yeah, they did run the Chelsea Meechin feud into the dirt, which they're still not technically done with it because Meechin always comes to the rescue of Zelina because Chelsea has Piper and Alba.
Yeah.
So I think they play a factor in it. However, I truthfully do feel like Zelina retains. I want Chelsea Green, though. Big time, for sure. I know Matt Cardona's been petitioning for it ever since it's been booked tonight. I saw him pop off damn near a whole thread of tweets backing up Chelsea. I'm like, hey, way to go. Shout out Matt Cardona.
Someone has to make real money in that family.
Ooh. He's killing it on the indies, though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I know he's kind of known as like the indie god. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
he's up there, right?
Yeah.
Who'd be some of the other indie guys?
He probably gets paid the most to be out there on the indie scene.
Who'd be some of the other indie guys? He also
got the Wrestling Figure podcast and other avenues. He's great at social media.
Oh, he's got his own podcast?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Shout out Matt Cardona.
Figures or something? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, the action figures, right?
Well, no, he has an actual podcast.
Well, who has the podcast with and they do like action figures and stuff? Okay, because I thought I saw him and Devon did one or something like that. That was pretty cool.
I mean, he's great at self-marketing.
Yeah, he can do that.
I mean,
but did you hear what he said on CVV? Because Matt Cardona was saying
about how he got over and people were chanting his name over the rock.
That, but what I was referring to,
push of Kane.
Oh God, that burial off the fucking Titantron. We're past 7 seconds. I can say an F-bomb, but not gonna pepper it though like a steak. However, what I was thinking, referencing that CVV interview, he said that when he reached out to WWE, that they said that they're not interested in him at this time, and he can't figure out why. I mean, I truthfully feel like if he did say he got signed tomorrow in WWE, I'm going to ask you the first question, then I think we can maybe have some fun with it. If you woke up tomorrow and WWE has signed Matt Cardona and you're a betting man, what would you put money on as to what they do with him?
Have him job out.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, see, that's kind of what I'm thinking too on that. Because it's like...
But they already got Zack Ryder. His name is LA Knight.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you quit with that. LA Knight, man, got organically over just like, just like him.
What was their major accomplishments?
But,
both of them?
Well, no. Did Zack Ryder win the United States Championship? Yeah. Fuck. He probably won that bitch twice, too. God dang it.
Probably more than that.
They both sold merch really well. Okay, but LA Knight didn't use YouTube to get over.
No, he just used a smaller promotion.
He used his promo time.
But Zack Ryder wasn't given promo time. He used YouTube, which was almost a dead thing at the time. It wasn't.
That wasn't anything yet. Yeah,
it
nobody thought to do that.
It was kind of like fucking.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did that.
The first rapper that got big off YouTube, I can't think.
Soulja Boy.
Yeah, Soulja Boy. That was it. I get him and T.I.
Well, he was the first rapper to do anything.
He's done a lot of things.
I mean, yeah, Soulja Boy was the first rapper to rap.
Because he put out a song every day.
Who, Soulja?
Yeah, that's why he did so many different genres. Like, that's why he says he's the first to do a lot of things.
First to make the gaming console.
Many of them.
First to do a lot.
Yeah. That's why he claims
he was the first to walk out of the tomb. He's got Christ beat.
That's not wrestling, brother.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, Soulja Boy did want to wrestle Randy Orton at one point. So we can't loop it in there. They did have a Twitter back and forth. Dude, Randy Orton would break him. Are you kidding me? He would fucking kill him. But, yeah, he'd get the most 3 dangerous letters in RKO. He said, I'm not even going to entertain the Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, tell him, baby, crank that Soulja Boy now. Watch me. Ooh.
Superman that hoe.
Woo! No, that's Ric Flair Drip. That's a whole different rapper, brother. That's Offset, dude.
Yeah, I really don't.
I learned something recently. You can never be off the rails if you were never on them in the first place.
But
that's what tonight's all about.
LA Knight is Zack Ryder.
LA Knight is Zack Ryder. I feel like that's going to be a clip. Clip it.
That's just true. You can't even argue differently.
Okay.
So
who's the better wrestler? Who's got a better body of in-ring work? Across, I'm not just saying the LA Knight run. I'm talking factor it all.
I say Zack Ryder.
When we factor in the whole catalog.
Better opponents.
LA Knight fought Roman Reigns in the main event.
He fought The Rock.
Of a Saudi show, granted, but
people
still.
were chanting LA Knight over The Rock, or LA Knight. They were chanting Zack Ryder over The Rock. Rock's bigger than Roman at that time.
Anybody was bigger than Roman. The steel steps were more over than Roman.
And LA Knight was chanted a lot during the Roman match. Probably not as great, but.
Well, the thing with him is, I truly.
He had great feuds against John Cena. Zack Ryder did.
Okay.
Everyone's going to remember.
In how many of those situations, though, did he ever go over?
Oh, not much, because he beat John Cena.
LA Knight's beat a lot of good talent clean. Zack Ryder did not get that. Granted, I know he's not booking it.
And by the end of it, Zack Ryder's going to be known for the push of Kane.
Which was, trust me.
And LA Knight, all I'm going to remember him for is the death of Bray Wyatt.
You can't do that. Not after the Wyatt 6 just returned tonight. And just did a
pitch black match, worst match ever. That ranks right up there with fucking zombies.
That wasn't the worst match ever. Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9 would love to talk to you right now.
I'm sure it would, but hold on.
Undertaker even said 2 minutes into that match, he realized
even in a ring. It wasn't even in front of anybody.
The pitch black?
It started in the ring, but where did it end?
That didn't have a crowd?
It had a crowd, but I'm pretty sure most of it took part in other places of the arena instead of the ring.
It did. Some of it happened in the audience.
Yeah, which sucks.
I remember that. You don't like it when they go in the audience?
No.
Well, get ready for Sunday then, brother, because that's anarchy in the arena, dude.
The difference is I'm sitting at the couch at the house watching it. Watching that shit in the show sucks. When I travel outside the ring.
Oh, yeah, because then it's like kind of hard to watch it.
Unless you're at AEW, you get great seats for a good price.
At AEW, you can just walk over to where it's happening.
I walked to the hard camera side by accident and walked down pretty far, too.
I've been like, oh, shit. I'm not supposed to be over here. This place doesn't exist tonight. But I think overall, the better body of work, I feel like you got to give that to LA Knight, especially over the past couple of years as working TNA as Eli Drake. I mean, I think there's a lot, even the way he turned shit gimmicks.
Did LA Knight ever get a bunch of shit thrown at him?
Yeah, and he turned it into gold.
No, I'm talking about like trash because he just did something that pissed the fans off.
Oh no, he didn't have that Matt Cardona GCW heat.
Yeah, or the Hogan turning on WCW heat.
That's iconic heat.
Yeah, that's what kind of Cardona.
Hogan said he looked over at the ref and said, "You might want to get out of here, brother. Something's about to go down, dude."
But either way, that's all I'm saying. Matt Cardona could control the people I think, even better. He got over more organically.
More organically?
He did it on YouTube, a platform that doesn't have the amount of views
at the time
Raw has right now that LA Knight was cutting his promos.
Well, you said he was kind of like the innovator of like getting over with something
organically. Else. He did it himself. He was true.
Drew McIntyre used Twitter, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, he started really doing.
He's active on there. He's active on there.
He figured that shit out.
And he talks about other companies too, which is cool.
Joe Hendry did it by being Weird Al.
Joe Hendry's awesome. And yeah, I'm glad that you pointed that out because that hit me not too long ago. I'm like, wait a minute.
Because if you watch
he's the Weird Al of wrestling. I'm like,
if you watch his stuff outside of like WWE, TNA, he covers or he sings parody songs of Bohemian Rhapsody, the Blue song. Because he changed it. Drew when he was feuding with Drew McIntyre.
You showed me that. I remember you showed me that one. That one was funny. Yeah, like the thing about Joe Hendry, I actually want to throw this out there because I feel like this is just like an interesting thing that I noticed. When he popped out of WrestleMania, and I was rewatching it when Wifey wanted to watch it. She did not ever really, she knew that, I did the, I believe in Joe Hendry thing, blah, blah, blah. But she hadn't really seen him wrestle. Hadn't seen him really before.
You didn't really see him much wrestle there either.
We can get across that bridge if you like, but
I like the match in general.
It was serviceable for what it was supposed to be, and
I could throw away pisser match. It was good.
And Joe Hendry, I thought what he said real quick on CVV was a great point. He was like, "Look," he goes, "what I made that night and what I was able to do for this belt and this company," he goes, "I'll lose just like that every night of the week." He goes, "Bring it on."
Well, it's his dream. Think about it. He wrestled at WrestleMania, not even being a contracted wrestler to that company,
and with bringing the TNA belt out.
Well, that didn't matter to
him. If you would have told me
that
15 years ago, I would have said, "What angel dust did you put in my Code Red Mountain Dew?"
I mean, they did
because what the fuck?
Well, 92, they were using outside sources for the Royal Rumble because they didn't have 30 people on the roster for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, it's back when they had to have Mick Foley come out 3 times.
No. I said 92, 93. Carlos Colon was in it.
Oh, Carlito's dad?
Yeah, and they called him a young up-and-comer.
Oh, shit.
And he was in his, 40s.
That's rough.
But I'm just saying, so they have used outside sources.
Yeah, which I think that's cool though. And Joe Hendry, the point that I was getting to is my wife had never seen him before. Like I said, barely heard anything about him. By the end of the match, she was doing the "I believe in Joe Hendry."
That's what caused him to lose.
I'm like, what is it? I'm like, this guy really just gets over like that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Catchy song.
I've always been fascinated, not to show off the shirt here, but Wifey had never, she heard of Stone Cold, but and this was years ago now, but she had never seen him or did it or anything. I showed her that King of the Ring promo, and she goes, "Yeah, a lot makes sense now," as I'm drinking a beer, but she goes, "A lot makes sense now," and I'm like, "You fuck with him?" She goes, "Yeah, he's cool." I'm like,
nothing like Macho
But then she
Man.
ended up loving The Undertaker, and that's why I got this
Macho
ring
Man,
on my finger.
Cream of the crop. Cremo's right.
Macho Man. I can't even do a Macho Man impression because I don't want to blow my voice out. Oh, yeah. How about when he was in Spider-Man? Remember that cameo?
Bonesaw?
Yeah, it was Bonesaw. Good memory, dude. Bonesaw. That shit was hilarious.
I remember his rap album.
I remember thinking my boy Toby was about to get his boots cooked.
I remember the
He
rap
climbed
album.
the cage like that. That shit.
Be a Man.
Oh my
Where he's
god.
talking shit to Hogan. That rap beef.
Oh, dude, I remember when you showed me that in the whip. That shit was fucking funny as hell. I'm like, I did not know that existed.
Macho Man has a whole rap
I was
album.
that day years old when I learned that Macho Man had a diss record on Hogan. And everybody got diss records.
It's a song.
Did he go by the name Bonesaw at the time?
No,
because that would
Macho
have been
Man.
cool.
But he did talk about being Bonesaw. Prove that he makes blockbusters while Hogan makes shit. Name one good Hogan movie.
You're telling me Randy Savage's cameo in Spider-Man meant more than the entire filmography of Hulk Hogan? That's hilarious.
Name one movie.
Suburban Commando.
Do you know that because of Hogan? Because of the other wrestler that was in?
First off, I had to go out of my way to see that movie about 6 years ago. That was awful.
And who else
that
was
was
in it?
really bad.
Who else was in it?
Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, Mean Mark,
Who had one of the worst matches?
a.k.a. Texas Red, brother.
One of the worst matches in WWE history. Twice as a tag team.
Oh, Hogan and Take?
No, just Take.
I thought you were talking about
Take and Kane.
Bonesaw, Texas
tag
Red.
teams or tag matches I remember.
Oh my goodness. That's too funny.
So what about WrestleMania 42 getting moved?
Oh my God. Where's that going to end up? At
Saudi
Walmart?
Arabia.
You think so?
Fuck
So
yeah.
for those that don't know,
They not know.
WrestleMania is now not going to be,
So
where was it going to be? New Orleans?
That's two things that Rock said that just never came true.
Yeah, you can't believe what The Rock's cooking anymore. He's cooking up dog shit.
He's looking, boys, holes.
Do you think they're going to go back to Vegas? That's the big rumor.
No, I heard over the pond.
By the way,
But they were talking about France.
I'm so glad that you brought this up. Did you see Jonathan Coachman's reaction to WrestleMania being moved from New Orleans to possibly, well, obviously somewhere else? Did you see Jonathan Coachman's reaction?
I hope it's Saudi.
This dude freaked the fuck out. He crashed out over that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Because Coach's whole thing was like, man, if they go back to Vegas, imagine if the Super Bowl did that. They're going to make themselves look shitty. TKO's ruining the band, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, Jonathan Coachman's hot about this.
But I also feel the same way when they bring in stupid celebrities for the Royal Rumble. I get hot about that shit. So I feel Coachman about respecting the business.
I mean,
You promised that town WrestleMania. And then what, 2 months later? Oh, fuck you guys. It's not like something catastrophic ripped through. Like a second Katrina or something along that lines that just devastated the whole city.
they were just like, yeah, nah.
What
we're
New
cool.
Orleans do to deserve that?
Have Kendrick Lamar perform the halftime show in Lil Wayne's hometown? No. But, no, I'm not going there.
Maybe that's what it is. They're going to have it in L.A. so Kendrick Lamar don't have to disrespect Lil Wayne twice in his own city.
And have Kendrick be the guest? Kendrick versus Travis Scott. I can see it already.
Jesus Christ, not Travis Scott.
Oh. Travis Scott's training.
Training to be what?
Wrestler. He's being trained by Booker T, and Booker T said slow progress. So we're going to get there. Travis Scott's my size. We'll figure it out.
Rey Mysterio's your size. Until he started banging on the roids.
Rey Mysterio's got muscle.
Until he banged on them roids. You got to admit, there was something up when he
I
came
don't
out.
think he's on them roids.
Not anymore. But
He ain't on that juice.
Some point, he was pretty fucking jacked. He was definitely jumping off that boat.
I know when Vince McMahon said we're putting the title on you, he said, if you're not shooting up 4 times a day, we got problems.
Exactly. When he beat the Giant
Oh, Great Khali.
and fucking Big Show.
He beat Mark Henry, too.
Yeah.
He's beat some guys.
All at the same time, I do believe.
Oh, when he faced them all. Well, he had to pull that off, and that was hard. That was unique.
That's what kind of ruined
A lot had to
wrestling
go
for me.
right. What do you mean Rey Mysterio can't beat up 3 skyscrapers? He's got that. 619, 3 most dangerous numbers in wrestling, brother. Don't forget that, dude.
That is, man. That's almost
619 fucking killed someone. RKO never killed anybody.
That's almost the scariest fight in fucking New Jack.
See the 619 coming. It's like New Jack with the pizza cutter all over again, and your mass transit sitting there on the rope like, oh shit. Oh, I think that's the first time I've ever got you to pop a laugh on this show, so that's a good start for tonight. So it's Saturday night's main event, being tonight, tomato, tomorrow, tomato, however you look at it. If you look at the card with how it is, how do you think that's going to fare up with previous Saturday night's main event cards, and how do you feel about Saturday night's main event as a whole pay-per-view? Because
is it a pay-per-view?
They're officially calling it a PLE, yes. They're officially calling it a PLE. Because they said on SmackDown tonight that their follow-up PLE is in 2 weeks. And it's Money in the Bank.
So they're just going to throw out pay-per-views like every 2 weeks.
They're hot shot booking this summer. Because then they got Night of Champions. They got Worlds Collide.
I think they're searching for money. Thank God you ain't got to pay for that shit like back in the day.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to keep up.
I could because streaming sites, brother.
Oh, my God. I'll never forget. There was like a span in like 2010 where there was like 3 pay-per-views over the span of like a month. Shout out El Padrino. He's like, I'm doing this once. He goes, if they do it again, I'm not doing this. He's like, this is crazy. Like it was like Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday, some bullshit. No mercy.
This Tuesday in Texas, brother.
Oh my God.
In your house, dude.
Oh, yeah, in your house. Funny you say that. So I posted a clip from the last episode of Bugs.
No, don't tell me someone said in your house. It's your favorite pay-per-view.
Let's go over it live.
Jesus Christ, in your house.
This would actually be fun. Let's go over it live. So,
the coolest thing about that was someone got to win a fucking house by the end of it.
By the way, shout out to everybody who tuned in and subscribed from the TikTok post as well and the Reddit post. Appreciate the love big time, and the Twitter post. Appreciate you guys' feedback. I'm going to read off some of the comments now. So, question I posed in last week's episode, I said, what is your favorite pay-per-view PLE outside of the Big Four? And here's what you guys had to say. I noticed that a lot of you guys said Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber, but I'll read them off. We had a Money in the Bank, another Money in the Bank. Somebody said 2022 Clash at the Castle. The match card was flawless. That PLE gave us Solo, Dirty Dom, justification for McIntyre's heel turn, solidified Gunther, and it was Triple H's best work to date, he says.
I'd agree with everything that guy said.
I don't think it was like pay-per-view.
I would say that was like.
I had to go back and pull up the card, but I thought it was solid.
I would call that my favorite pay-per-view, but
somebody said last few years for me, it's been Backlash. We had Elimination Chamber. Like I said, I saw that one a lot. Somebody said, and I thought this one was interesting, King of the Ring when it was actually just a one-night tournament. And then I ended up saying, I said, oh, back when guys actually had to wrestle more than one time.
Back when you had Bret Hart winning it.
That was I mentioned Stone Cold. What? Edge, I thought was a great winner in 2002.
King
Mabel.
And what happened with that?
Big Daddy V.
What'd he do?
He ended up getting kicked in the head by Shawn Michaels.
Wrong. King Mabel. His push came to an end because he broke Mark Calloway's face with the leg drop, which gave us Phantom of the Taker.
Oh,
which was one of the greatest Undertaker schemes. Fuck the badass, give me Phantom Taker over him.
Taker.
Phantom Taker.
Phantom Taker.
This Phantom of the
squared circle Taker.
Phantom of the funeral home, brother.
Oh my God.
And that killed Mabel's push because Mabel was part of Mom, Men on a Mission with Mo, Oscar, and Mabel.
That. I forgot all about that stable. Oh my God.
I love them, man.
You liked King Mabel?
I like
Viscera.
Mom. I like
Big
Mom.
Daddy V.
No, I liked Mom, the rap group. They were rappers.
I forgot about
Men on a Mission.
I gotta get re-hip to that one. That one slipped the old wrestling archive for me.
Oh, that died.
I forgot about
quick.
Man on a Mission. Somebody mentioned No Way Out 2004, Viva la Raza, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
No Mercy. I mentioned that one as well. This person said an interesting one. I loved Valentine's Day Massacre at the Pyramid in Memphis when the Big Show made his debut.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
WCW, if I'm not, or no,
That's
WWE, but when he made his crossover from WCW.
I think that was part of the Invasion angle?
No. Yeah. Invasion angle is 2001.
Ain't that when Big Show debuted for him?
No, because Big Show was in the Fatal 4-Way main event of WrestleMania 2000.
Okay.
I think Big Show debuted, I want to say, mid-99.
Okay.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, I just know he was walking out smoking a cigarette in WCW.
Oh, I remember that. Sig Big Show.
Fucking
love that.
Squashing jobbers.
That was a menthol. But this guy mentioned NXT TakeOver New Orleans. He said, hands down, don't even say I'm wrong. Followed that up and said, Ciampa versus Gargano. Enough said.
I mean, takeovers have been better than WWE pay-per-views in that time period.
In that time period, yes. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, in that time period, yes. Nowadays, I like the NXT pay-per-views. However, it's tough for me sometimes. It's tough for me sometimes because the thing that I'll say about NXT guys is there's so much great talent there, and there is still a lot of great matches. But the only thing with the current NXT talent is sometimes I like to feel like I'm not watching a talent show. And I criticize all companies for that. AEW
from you don't want to watch a talent show, but what do you watch? LFG, which is a talent show.
Well, now that's a little different. But I did love LFG. By the way, great season. They just wrapped it up. Jasper Troy, who won for Team Book, he actually just came out and debuted he actually hit Obafemi with his signature. So that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to see what they do with the woman who won, which was from Team Taker, Tyra May Steele. I'm looking really forward to that. I think they got great winners picked as well. This gentleman, back to what they said on TikTok, said, I love the Saturday night's main events. Love the retro feel.
I do like the retro feel. It does remind me of early.
That's what El Padrino said. That he's became fond of those pay-per-views. But he also loves it when Jesse the Body is on mic. Because he loves Jesse the Body.
Great person on a mic. I love his conspiracy theories.
Oh my God. And the thing that I love about him is true heel commentator. Never breaks.
No. I wish Bobby the Brain Heenan was here so he could still do heel commentary work. Show these people how to fucking do it.
Oh, Bobby the Brave. That's why when Paul Heyman was out, I'm so glad you mentioned Bobby the Brave. Shout out him, R.I.P. What?
Brain.
What'd I say?
Brave, it sounded like.
Oh, Bobby. Yeah, sorry. Bobby the Brain. Sorry. Thank you for that. So shout out R.I.P. Bobby the Brain. But when they asked Paul Heyman what the question was, what do you think of like being called like the GOAT manager? He goes, I disagree. And they're like, well, who is? He goes, Bobby the Brain Heenan. He goes, it's not me.
Family.
Yeah, he goes, it's not me. Another Money in the Bank. Somebody went your route and said December to Dismember. And I thought that was interesting. And I said, are we still including the 06 one or not? And he said, of course. I'm like, well, shoot for the stick eye and aim for the fucking moon then. I don't know. This person said Hell in a Cell. Now that one made me think. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the Hell in a Cell. Pay-per-view.
You don't like
match type? Yes. Pay-per-view? No.
Why is that?
I like certain matches that have came out of those pay-per-views.
You don't like Mankind's iconic moments?
Now see, this is the thing. He's talking about the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. And I can address my issue with the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, which is my same issue with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. That's why I really love the McIntyre Punk payoff. It was one match, Hell in the Cell, one on the card. It had the build. It had the payoff. You want a number one contenders match. And you're telling me that the guy that you're about to cut a promo on for the first time is your opponent in 3 weeks inside of a Hell in the Cell? Sorry, but I'm old-fashioned. Same thing with the Chamber.
I can tell you're so old-fashioned.
The Chamber used to be a payoff. You really
love super kicks, and that's old-fashioned HBK. You're like, I can't wait till Jimmy throws that super kick or Jay. You sit here and count them all happy and giddy, hoping they hit 6.
That's why I'm a fan of the Young Bucks, man. That foot don't stay off the mat. Don't stay on the mat. Fucking, bow, they be hitting them bitches. But no, that's my issue with those two pay-per-views. And, like, granted, I still love them. Like, I got love for them. I love the cards. They usually put together some good shit. But I just miss the old-fashioned, like, when the chamber meant something. When the Hell in a Cell meant something.
These favorite non-Big Four pay-per-views, what would be the one pay-per-view you would remove?
The one pay-per-view I'd remove. And to close out, people just said Bad Blood, Money in the Bank chamber.
Survivor Series.
No.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
That's a Big Four.
Get the fuck out.
I don't want Survivor Series to go.
That's the worst of the Big Four.
I'll agree with that, but
it didn't even mean anything. Like, the matches were shit all the way up till 2002. Most of its years, it's been shit. It's been random people thrown together as random
for
fucking
the traditional
teams.
Survivor Series matches. Yeah. Grab some heels, grab some baby faces out of catering, throw them together, and see what happens. Complete the team. Hey, out comes Maven with a bandage on his forehead. Because Gene Snitsky kicked him in the back. I was actually there for that one. Shout out to Survivor Series 2004.
That's why that one fuck off, man. Get right out of here.
I'm getting rid of a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Just up out of here?
Out of here. Gone. Boom. Don't exist. Never existed. Survivor Series affects.
Do I replace it with something?
No.
It's just gone?
Yeah. They can add one of the other stupid stipulation pay-per-views back in its place that ain't around no more. They could add King of the Ring back for whatever you take out.
I know my answer. I'm locked in.
What?
Final answer? Night of Champions.
You get rid of Night Champions?
It's stupid. Nobody. Okay. The titles don't ever change hands at them.
It's almost
the titles never change hand at Night of Champions.
It's almost like
maybe one
Survivor Series. It's just a dumb pay-per-view concept.
Significant things have happened at Survivor Series. Undertaker's debut
as a hired gun to replace.
Oh yeah,
I forget Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh God. I just remember, look at the side of that hammock.
Because who brought him in? Because what team was he on?
DiBiase.
And who else was on that team?
Don't do that to me. I just remember that Coco Beware took a nasty tombstone in that match. Well.
And how did Undertaker get eliminated?
He didn't.
Yeah, he did. He got checked. He walked off to the back and took the count out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Because the heels enticed him. But it was like IRS, Ted DiBiase.
I just remember the intro and the tombstone to Coco that went south.
Yeah. But
it's not the cleanest tombstone in history by any stretch.
But Undertaker could have debuted at any fucking.
That debut was perfect, man.
A hired gun. He could have debuted at any pay-per-view.
Which I'm so glad that this just seamlessly transitioned into what I literally will show you that I wrote in my phone earlier. So no, I'm not kizzying and capping on you.
But so I would definitely get rid of Survivor Series.
I literally wrote that earlier. So speaking of Undertaker's debut at Survivor Series and saying that he could have debuted anywhere, literally sparks and seamlessly transitions my question that I literally wrote down that I had for you earlier and for all the viewers, because as always, I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. So Scotty Two Stone, who is your all-time favorite? And I'll answer as well, but who is your all-time favorite return/debut for any wrestler? Could be any promotion as well.
Return or debut? Returning from injury?
You can answer both. You don't have to answer just one.
It's going to be the same person.
But a debut and a return.
Okay, my return.
Okay.
The lights go off.
All right.
And then all of a sudden they flash back on. There's a dude sitting in the middle of the ring in the chair. And I swear I thought it was you. It was Adam Cole, baby. Sporting a devil's mask, dude. Greatest return ever. Payoff to zero pop.
You know what Romans say? Exactly. No pop. But all right.
Nah.
Seriously though. All right, Cowboy. Way to shoot on me. I got grazed by that revolver bullet. What you got for us? That's going to be a great clip.
Eddie Kingston's return to fucking tomorrow's or Sunday's pay-per-view.
Eddie
Double or
Kingston's
nothing.
return this Sunday.
Double or nothing.
So a return that hasn't even happened yet is your all-time favorite return?
Because it's going to pop one of my friends. He'll be so happy.
Well, it's going to pop him, all right. It's going to pop a bullet hole in his ceiling. He's going to be pissed off.
I don't know. So I don't really get pops on like
shout out El Presidente.
I get fucking I get excited about shit, but then I just never lead anywhere.
What do you mean?
Kazarian. High hopes for that motherfucker. Great promos, great vignettes.
You mean Carrion?
Kazarian. The Carney dude.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What'd he do? Not a damn thing. Getting all them vignettes. It was almost like Veer, what was his name coming to SmackDown?
Veer Mahan. He's still coming to Raw.
Oh, yeah, Raw. But that's almost like how that went. Except this guy had good vignettes.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised we haven't got one of those vignettes in a while. He's still coming to Raw. Got out beer. Who's your favorite debut, though?
Like, first time I've seen a wrestler come out.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be, okay. Well, it could be like a main roster debut. It could be like a debut in another company. It could be...
See, it's hard because I've seen a lot of these people on the indie scenes and then boom, see them on the big stage. So it's not like a debut to me.
I'm going to say it right now. My favorite debut of all time, was when AJ Styles debuted in WWE at the Royal Rumble 2016. Bro, I literally popped. Like, I jumped off the couch and my head went through the ceiling.
Showing up to WWF holding the big gold belt.
Oh.
In like the early 90s.
You know, another debut, I know I wasn't.
Like the early 90s because I was like, oh shit.
I know I wasn't live. I know I wasn't watching it live at the time, but I really loved the Scott Hall, Kevin Nash debut in WCW.
Oh, you know who we are, and you know why we're here.
That I thought that was a great debut.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna throw this one out there because you mentioned him earlier.
Y2J in the countdown.
That was a great debut. You're
like, oh shit, what's this countdown for?
Yeah, and then it makes you wonder. Like,
break the walls down. That's all I remember.
Even though it didn't last long, I'm gonna throw a hot one out there.
Gilbert?
I thought the Awesome Kong debut was dope. It just didn't get to go anywhere.
Just flattened line.
Well, she debuted, had a great debut, had a hot run. Well, yeah, because she got pregnant, and then after she had her baby, there was complications or something like that. Yeah. And WWE seemed to. I'm gonna just throw it out there. It seemed like WWE just didn't want to deal with it.
They're not a family company.
That's at the time. Yes, that's true. Now they are, but at the time, no, they weren't. Yeah, for sure.
They fired CM Punk on his wedding day. That's a family thing to do.
What I mean by now is Triple H era. Like that seems
they
like
sent Mickey James stuff in the trash bag.
That was Mark Carrano. He got fired, and that's still not Triple H.
I guess that was a family. That was more of a woman thing.
But
Maria Kanellis.
Oh yeah, Maria Kanellos. Forgot about. How about the fact that they tried to make her look dumb as hell, and then I finally saw her talk on an interview, and I'm like, oh, she's actually really smart.
Terrible wrestler.
Oh God, yeah, awful.
Didn't she have the stupid gimmick with the hat?
The hat. Refresh me.
Tantrums in the ring and shit.
Yeah, she throw tantrums.
Yeah. Like so
I don't remember a hat though.
She had like some type of band hat on her.
I'll take your word.
I don't know. That was way back in the day, and that was part of the Women's Royal Rumble. So before it meant anything.
Oh, the OG Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah. Back when you had American Ninja Warrior in it.
And that's...
That was like 2016.
No, there was somebody from American Ninja Warrior that... They were just talking about that on shout out Daria and Tony Unwrapped. But Sonya Deville's podcast, for those that know her by that. But she was just mentioning something like that.
Because she was doing sit-ups. She had one of the Kofi spots in the Royal Rumble. Where she did the handstands.
Can't remember that one.
She did the handstands and walked over.
Oh, that Naomi.
Huh?
Naomi?
No.
Because Naomi did the handstand.
She wrapped her legs around the fucking or around the post and did a sit-up.
You're sure that's not Naomi?
Yeah.
Because I remember Naomi doing a spot.
She had American Ninja Warrior where she jumped from the ring to the fucking stand. The guardrail landed it. surprisingly well, because I would have probably been a Dick fan at the time.
And pulled the foot.
No, I pulled the foot. That'd be a true Dick move. Shake the rail.
Oh, and just
Get excited. Be like, yeah. Oh shit.
Never forget when Kofi botched his 2 Rumble spots back to back on Rumbles, and then they said, "Yeah, Kofi, no more crazy fucking trick shots.
You just throw your pancakes down, brother. You walk across pancakes. Just pancakes in. Floor ain't floor. Does that mean mat on floor ain't floor?
Oh shit! Not the great Kofi. The Kofi Mania run that never got to end the way he wanted it to.
People eating fucking pancakes out of fucking Big E's dick strap.
That wasn't the worst gimmick ever, was it?
It wasn't the worst gimmick, but like, why would a fan want that? Why would they want to put that in their mouth? Yeah, I want some sweaty ball pancakes.
Wrestling fans do some weird shit.
Yes, they do.
Wrestling fans truly do some weird shit.
And it's all over. It's just not in the major levels, because this gets weird when you see indie people selling fucking wrestling gear, used wrestling gear.
Shit.
But I get it. Money's money.
Money is money. We got Mercedes Moné.
Because you can go buy
Speaking
Dr.
of money,
Redacted
wrestling this Sunday.
You can go
Looking
buy
forward
like
to that.
Dr. Redacted scrubs after a match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And people buy that shit.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't buy that. You just give me an 8x10 autograph. That's fine. Maybe a poster.
Oh, my goodness. Well, anything left to ask me before we close out of this episode of Bumps and Bruises?
Oh, we ain't going to talk about Double or Nothing?
We can talk a little bit more about Double or Nothing.
The
Double or Nothing coming this Sunday, like I just mentioned. Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter. And Mercedes Moné just won on Collision as well, retaining her TBS championship.
Yeah, of course.
Who would have thought she was going to win, huh?
She doesn't have creative control. It's just her contract she can't lose.
She just has money that says, you're going to make me lose? Yeah, okay. You make that $35 million worth it, brother. Or whatever the fuck that contract was. But no, I'm looking really forward to Double or Nothing. We watching that? We ordering that sucker?
You are.
Big bet.
I'll watch it for free somewhere. Whether it's here or at my house.
What James Franco doing? This is the end?
God knows I know the websites to go to. I don't pay for that trash product.
You know me, I'm going to give Tony Khan my money. In fact,
someone needs to, because
Tony Khan liked my message on Instagram.
Did you see they're putting out seat fillers?
Oh, yeah, and somebody exposed it.
Well, yeah. But that's went in forever, though, on both sides of the company.
AEW's got them seat fillers, brother. No, I'm looking for... What match are you looking most forward to on the card? What match are you looking least forward to?
Least forward
what match
to...
are y'all looking least forward to, most forward to?
Least forward, Mercedes Moné.
Least forward, really?
Yeah.
Come on, don't do my girl Mercedes like that.
Who's she going up against?
Jamie Hayter. Owen Hart Cup final.
Poor man's Becky Lynch.
But keep in mind, if... Well, first off, who do you think's going to win? Because whoever wins challenges Tony Storm at All In.
What I just say is in Moné's contract.
Exactly.
A no-loss clause.
Moné's going to win, and then she's going to beat timeless Tony Storm with her chin up and tits out.
Then they're going to kill that character off quicker than they killed off motherfucking Death Riders.
You think they're going to kill off Timeless?
Well, they're going to end that title reign, and they should end Jon Moxley's title reign, but guess who ain't got to defend a fucking belt this week?
Jon Moxley's going to lose to Will Ospreay at All In. Spoiler alert.
You think so?
Absolutely. Because Will Ospreay's facing Hangman Page in the main event. What happens
if he opens that briefcase and there ain't nothing inside but a ham sandwich? He's like, fuck.
Then you bury the company? Like, that'd be stupid.
I mean, I ain't seen that belt in fucking...
I haven't seen that belt in a while either.
When did he win it?
When
did he beat Bryan Danielson?
All
In?
No, Swerve.
All Out? Oh, Swerve, yeah.
Swerve beat him. So he beat Swerve at the pay-per-view before All...
He ended Bryan Danielson's career.
Yeah.
Just remember, I said he defeated Bryan Danielson.
Who the hell? Jon Moxley beat
Bryan Danielson for the belt. Because it was Bryan Danielson's final match.
Yes, that's right.
All In.
All In, the match after All Out. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, he beat him at All Out after All In.
Almost a year ago.
Fucking hell.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
September, early
I couldn't
September.
even describe that fucking belt.
Yeah.
I mean, I could describe WWE's belt, and I only see them
John Cena brings that out every here and there.
Every other week.
Eventually, yeah. Coming out
Worst
next
case scenario, you've seen it every month. You're probably going to see it Saturday. And I just seen it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, John Cena's facing R-Truth.
Not for the belt, but the belt will be there. I mean, I just seen it at WrestleMania.
In AEW, they like hiding that belt, brother.
And that's why that company don't get over. Fuck the belt, man. We don't need to show it. Our championship can be garbage. Just put it in that briefcase next to your ham sandwich, John Moxley. Please. I hope it don't dull your blade when it bangs up against it.
Oh, shit. He's like, damn it, I got a fucking ham on my belt.
Yeah, ham and a razor blade. Scratching it.
I will say that I'm not looking forward. The one that I'm not looking forward to is Okada versus Speedball. Because that was literally just booked on Wednesday. That was hot shotted.
Yeah.
And it's
Okada needed an opponent. Speedball was there. Speedball's a good opponent.
Who goes over?
Oh, Okada.
Speedball
looks great, though.
I think Speedball goes over.
Okada's keeping the belt, but Speedball's going to look
well, back to the contract thing. Okada did get the Brinks truck backed up to his house last year. So, which
yeah, but he has 8 pins.
I don't know how I feel about the Rainmaker, but
the finisher?
Him being the Rainmaker. Like, I just don't know how I feel about the gimmick. And that thing where he does the thing where he pauses and then goes, bitch.
That's his gimmick, though.
That's a shit gimmick.
It's what Nakamura did. I understand no English, sorry. Basically, the same thing Nakamura did when he went heel in WWE after the AJ Styles feud.
And then they had him cutting Japanese promos.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
That walked a fine line of being really offensive. So I had to make sure to specify that.
I'm pretty sure it's all Nakamura's final word on shit like that, I would hope.
Well, that match I'm looking least forward to. The match that I'm looking most forward to, call me crazy, but you know me, I'm a fan of entertainment at times too.
And you're going to choose that flippy floppy shit.
Anarchy in the Arena. How about that?
So you're going to see flippy floppy shit. You know what you're going to see?
I better see Darby Allin return.
You're going to see Darby return and Eddie Kingston return.
No, not Eddie. Darby, yes.
Both of them.
Darby returns.
Both of
them. They do say double or nothing.
No, you're going to see both of them return in that match.
Does Eddie Kingston and Darby Allin return at AEW double or nothing Sunday night?
Eddie Kingston.
Maybe TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter can give us some
answers.
Eddie Kingston
fucking does the heel turn and goes with John Moxley, and Darby helps out fucking swerving them. Because you're not going to fight. For the love of God, I wish it was Darby Allin going heel. So then he might be actually entertaining to me instead of let me just get ragged off for a couple hours and just do a surprise roll-up pin, brother. And that's how I beat you.
Darby Allin doesn't go heel. You can't turn
I know.
Heel.
But that's what I'm just saying. That maybe make him more. Like,
it would work if you tried. Like, the crowd would still chant for him. It wouldn't work. It's the issue that they're having right now with John Cena. It doesn't really work. Like, you get your people that boo him, yes. But you're also having people that still call him the GOAT. And Darby Allin, dude, literally just planted the AEW flag at the top of Everest.
How many people were booing Roman Reigns?
Until he turned heel.
At the end.
Until he turned heel?
Yeah.
He got dog food dumped all over him. Everybody booed him.
Yeah.
They couldn't make that guy look like a baby face if you gave him.
But they made him heel and everyone started cheering for him and doing a salute. So don't tell me you people can't cheer for the heel, the bad guy.
Yes.
How many people cheered for Randy Orton when he was the bad guy?
A lot of people.
Undertaker.
A lot of people hear voices.
Undertaker.
I love Big Evil. That you've heard me say it before. That might be my favorite Undertaker. Is Big Evil. I thought he did some of his best promo work as Big Evil when he got to be a fucking cowboy asshole.
You mean a trailer park?
Cowboy. That sounds better than trailer park.
You talking about a biker taker?
Yeah.
Trailer park taker?
No.
Kid Rock taker?
American Badass taker.
Yeah.
That happened to be a Kid Rock song.
That happened to be
back before Kid Rock was.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Actually, no, I think he's still at Confederate flag. So I'm not gonna say anything that'll help my case there.
I'm just saying Trailer Park. I think Kid Rock. I think Trailer Park.
He did say I'm straight out the trailer park, cuts like a sailor or something like that on a song. Cowboy. But
Rest my case.
before we get up out of here, though, for this great episode of Bumps and Bruises, thank you once again to Scotty Two Stone for joining us. Before we get to the outro, is there any questions that the live viewers would like to ask us before we close up out of here? Going once, going twice, going thrice. What do you guys got? Any questions? Can be pro wrestling, anything involved with it.
Who is the best super group?
Super group?
Well, who's the best group in wrestling?
Best group in wrestling.
Yeah. 3 or more people at least. 4 people preferably. 4 or more.
Any faction?
Yeah.
D-Generation X.
Over the Wolfpack?
Yeah.
Over Macho Man, the Outsider, Sting?
Yeah.
Oh.
I go with DX.
I'll go BWO.
BWO? That was what again?
Blue Meanie. Fucking Supernova.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go Spirit Squad.
Okay, cool.
Johnny Dykstra, Young Dolph Ziggler.
You could say.
God.
To really complicate shit. The greatest fucking group of all time.
3-minute warning. R.I.P.
3 Live Crew.
Manga.
I'm just joking.
Oh, shit.
The Rosebuds.
Oh, wow.
How many championships did they hold?
I know.
Stars came out of everywhere out of that fucking group, brother.
That's like the Spirit Squad, brother. Good luck in that versus matchup.
I'll tell you who it wasn't.
Kenny Dykstra could have headlined WrestleMania.
What was FTR? Oh, Pinnacle.
Oh, God.
FTR,
Yeah, Pinnacle.
MJF, Warlord.
I guess another one that I would throw out would be
Bullet Club. You should have merch.
Hold on, I'm cooking. Oh, if you're not Nexus, you're against us.
Oh, what about the Core?
Gotta go with. Oh, wait a minute. Justin Gabriel, fucking Heath Slater.
Was it Santino?
Santino Marella.
Oh, no, or was that something else?
Santino
No, that was
Marella.
Apple.
John Cena. He was in something else.
Apple.
I
think there was another group of Apple, which fucking
Carlito.
Santino.
And then there was another guy. Wait a minute. There was another guy.
No,
There was
Santino
another guy. There was
something
another
else.
guy.
Keep running.
Because Carlito had a manager with him. It wasn't Sean O'Hare.
No, that was Roddy Piper.
That's right.
That was somebody that should have got over. WWE's like, hold on.
Sean O'Hare was in Walking Tall.
Devil's Advocate shit. That's great work, but you know it'd be even better if we paired you with Roddy Piper for no fucking reason and parried everything you had, brother.
Yeah, and then he ended up getting a shit roll in Walking Tall. Super groups, that's a good one. I guess my closeout question for you, Scotty Two Stone.
Oh, the Core went up against the Apple faction.
Oh, okay. The Core versus the Apple. Classic Vince booking.
Because Apple was next, or Core was Nexus 2.0. And Apple was Mark Henry.
The Apple was who? Santino Marella, Daniel Bryan, Evan Bourne, and Mark Henry. Yeah. What a team.
And then you got the 4 Horsemen.
What a faction.
A lot of variations of the 4 Horsemen.
A lot of different ones.
You got NWO Japan.
NWO had a Japan?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Fake Sting was their biggest attraction.
They had a fake? That's funny. I love fake Diesel's gas, bro.
Oh, no,
that was Kane, man.
Fake Razor.
Fake Razor Ramon. That shit. R.I.P. Scott Hall. But
Fake Razor was not Scott Hall. Don't insult Razor that way.
I did the Razor Ramon, so I had to say, shout out the goat there. But my closeout question for you then is:
Dwight Yankum was Kane's best gimmick.
Isaac Yankum. Isaac Yankum?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Isaac Yankum.
But I just read your question, man. I did the fucking.
What's Kane's best gimmick? That's what you thought it was.
That's what I knew it was.
Well,
Johnny Carson's your ass.
You actually just alley-ooped me for my official question for you. So a couple weeks ago on Bumps and Bruises, we had a clip that's still getting some traction, and
Santino
shout out to everybody
Morales.
showing love. But I asked you, or actually it was a question that they asked on the stream on who's better, Shawn Michaels or Chris Jericho. And one of the things that we said as to why we put Chris Jericho potentially over Shawn Michaels is because of how he's gotten so many gimmicks over. So my question for you, Scotty Two-Stone, to close this episode out, what's your favorite Chris Jericho gimmick? Because we also mentioned the Y2J debut earlier in the show.
The Jerichoholics.
Wow, the Jerichoholics? Because Y2J is an easy one.
It had Jericho, it had Ralphus, and it had the Jericho Ninja. That looked like Danny McBride. And then
I forgot about the Jerichoholics.
And then they did the Spinal Tap entrance where he kept trying to go through different doors and it wasn't leading to like the entrance to the ring. He'd be like, oh shit. And then they got locked outside because he
got stuck.
Yeah. So I like stupid gimmicks like that. And Jericho played that. And that was all his idea because you know who he's feuding with?
No.
Bill Goldberg. If Bill Goldberg's like, dude, I'm not fighting you. This is not worth my time. He kept putting Chris Jericho down about it.
Chris Jericho said that he once went up to Goldberg. I know, not the fight. I'm not bringing up that. But when they were working their program in WWE together, he goes, man, I mean this with respect. He goes, please stop being that stiff. He's like, you got to give me something out there.
Goldberg was so dead against.
By the way, pause, but stiff in wrestling terms means tough punches, a lot of potatoes. Potato being clean punch.
But yeah, and he got so pissed off because he didn't want to do a feud with Jericho. But Jericho was putting all his effort.
Jericho's over here like, dude, I don't want to feud with you.
Yeah,
like let's speed this up.
I just want to fight a midget of you. Basically, what he was going to do.
Which, speaking of Goldberg, as we're talking about Chris Jericho, so pause on that. But to speak about Bill Goldberg, it looks like his official final match is going to be at Night of Champions against Gunther. What do you think about that? I mean, that just looks like what's going to be.
Poor Gunther. Poor Gunther.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I love Goldberg, and I think that's a cool final match, but
it's not a cool final match. Goldberg's going to knock himself out before he gets to the ring.
My thing is, Gunther's going
to have to carry that dead weight. How many?
I love you, Goldberg, but you're right.
How many?
I love Goldberg, but you're right.
Why?
I love Goldberg. I've always been entertained by Goldberg.
Brett in the head?
No, that's. I've joked about that previously off camera, but there's nothing funny about that.
It's okay to admit it.
Look, let me paint
Goldberg fan.
Let me paint the picture.
Shit wrestlers.
Let me paint the picture.
You like wrestlers to do.
El Padrino used to put on wrestling for me when I first got hit to it, and I was 3-4 years old. He literally said that the first guy that came on the TV screen and I walked up to the TV was Goldberg. When I was 7 years old, I was watching this guy debut in WWE and spear people out of their boots. Okay. That meant something to me growing up. I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
I can understand why you're attracted to him.
You want me to say Goldberg's a shit wrestler? You do not owe but neither of us owe each other any coke. But off of that one, because that is not what I was going to say.
No.
But look, I'm guilty. Is Goldberg a bad wrestler?
This would attract to you as a little kid. Watch his WCW entrance. All you see is a guy walking through flames, breathing smoke.
Dope. Hits his head on shit.
And then he wrestled squash matches.
Badass.
A power slam jack or spear jack.
I was about to say, don't fuck up the order. It goes spear, then jackhammer, then pin.
Look, it was a power slam, spear, jackhammer.
Essentially, yeah.
And that's all for 70 fucking matches.
Bret Hart wanted to get in a little bit of offense and lost his career. That's Bret Hart's fault. How dare you try to get offense on Bill Goldberg?
How one of the greatest storytellers in the ring dared to try to do something. I wish Bret Hart would have said, you know what, I'm not wrestling Bill Goldberg. I want to wrestle El Grande, like he talked about. Talking about he was a great lucha wrestler. I know he was just taking a piss out of it, just saying some random wrestler like I do. Like when I say who one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers is, it's fucking Hurricane Shane Helms. Because comedy gimmick got people over, did his job, made other people look great in the ring.
Great backstage producer.
Rosie was a great character.
Rosie.
One of the most underrated Bloodline members.
Love Jamal and Rosie.
What was his nickname? What was Rosie's nickname when he was with the Hurricane?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I do not. I remember the pairing now. I can picture it.
Superhero in Training. Which stood for what?
Sit.
Shit.
Superhero in Training. I missed the H. Fuck.
I'm just saying, like, that was a great gimmick. It fucking, but Hurricane Helms did all sorts of magic in the ring. I would easily never got anyone
I actually
hurt.
have a Hurricane mask sitting over there in a bag.
But never got anyone hurt. Did solid work in the ring. Made people look great.
I'm going to throw it out there. His match with Billy Kidman,
Like Kidman,
I think it was Survivor Series 2002, fucking incredible. I think that's what that match was. I could be wrong. God knows.
The Rock interaction.
Oh, hilarious. Oh, my God, hilarious. When The Rock goes, he goes, hold on, I'm getting a call. Oh, it's nobody. Nobody called. Oh, hey, look.
But he made that part look awesome. He made The Rock look way better.
Yes, he did. That was very funny. Hurricane, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. Shane Holmes, when they asked, like, what is all time? I'm so glad you mentioned that.
To me, he's like one of the most underrated
Chris Van
wrestlers.
Fleet asked him last year, and they were like, out of all your great promos, do you have a favorite? And he said, oh, it's The Rock. Because as soon as The Rock was done with that, and they said, all right, cut, we got it. He said him and The Rock literally laughed to the point that they had tears in their eyes.
Exactly.
And The Rock literally goes, he goes, I'm looking at you as I'm doing it. And he goes, I could see it in your eyes. He goes, I could tell you were biting your tongue. And Hurricane said, he goes, I knew in the moment. He goes, we're live. He goes, I can't break. He goes, so I'm literally just like digging into my tongue like,
Absolutely. To me, he's one of the more underrated wrestlers. Can't have great wrestlers without having someone to take that pin.
Most underrated wrestler.
I just told you.
Hurricane? That's most underrated?
Yeah. I think they could have done more with him.
Most underrated wrestler. I want to throw mine out here right now. Speaking of Chris Van Fleet, it came off the cuff, and he just did an interview yesterday, and I highly recommend checking it out. I'm even going to do his intro. Mr. Kennedy!
What'd he say? He shot himself in that fucking foot.
Kennedy! Yeah, no, he did. He did shoot himself in the foot, but
he didn't do any favors. Some people
he wrestled Eddie Guerrero's last match.
Some people did politic against him.
Randy Orton and John Cena, which was bullshit. We can agree that was bullshit.
Yeah.
That was some old school wrestling shit. Thinking this kid's coming up and about to take our spot.
That's Shawn Michaels.
About to take our spot.
That's Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty style. He's back there doing drugs. The motherfucker taking a nap.
Mr. Kennedy just talked about it on CVV. He goes, you can watch that suplex back 1,000 times. He goes, you tell me when Randy lands on his head.
I just think Randy's accident prone.
He goes, he didn't land on his head. He goes, when we got to the back, he goes, everything was okay. He goes, until we get into Gorilla. And Randy Orton was like, oh, you dumped me on my head. And Mr. Kennedy's like, what? Come on. And then he said that Michael Hayes came up to him. And he said, I just want to give you a heads up. He said, Randy and John went to the boss. They said you're stiff in the ring. He goes, what? He goes, I worked John at 20 different live events. He goes, he didn't complain once. He goes, where's this coming from? What happened the next day? Whoa! All of a sudden, Mr. Kennedy's got to find new work. Whoa! Most underrated of all time for me. And I'm curious to see who their most underrated is.
But yeah, Kennedy's a good choice. He could have done way more.
They fucked him.
Yeah.
They fucked him.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the people you look up to.
And they showed the clip in the interview. I love it when you put me in the hot seat. I love the hot seat. I don't mind a little sizzling.
But Randy Orton's injury prone sometimes. Like weird shit happens to him.
His arms, his shoulders, and his triceps.
Like didn't he break his forearm by just smacking it on the ground?
He
randomly,
boom,
this
boom,
normal thing.
Boom! He was keying up for the RKO, and he fucking dislocated his shoulder. It fucking went.
Or whatever.
And then Edge is over there in the corner, like, hold on there, dude.
I'm gonna get
what
fired.
just happened? I'm supposed to get RKO'd, and I'm over here looking like the wobbly wook. Fucking waiting for you to hit my shit, and you ain't doing it.
Like shit. I'm gonna get Mr. Kennedy.
Edge was stiff in the ring. It's like, buddy, you're fucking slamming on the mat like it owes you back rent. Like, what? What are you doing?
But yeah,
Stop.
Mr. Kennedy. Then he had a great run in TNA.
Yes, he did. Which I feel like that didn't reach full potential either. To be
Oh,
honest,
that's because TNA was shit.
yeah, you had. Was that still Dixie?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Dixie booking, brother.
Dixie.
Oh shit.
Eric Bischoff, I think, was there at the time. Hogan, because you had the Aces.
I
and
love
Eights.
you, Bischoff, but I don't know.
Yeah, Garrett Bischoff there is part of the Aces and Eights with Devon and Bully
Testify.
Ray. That's when Bully Ray got to do the bully gimmick, which turned out
cool.
really great.
Really
Because
great.
WWE's like, well, we can't do bullies because we're PG, brother.
Yeah.
TNA's like, oh, fuck, we'll do that.
They had Braun Strowman saying, yeah, I was bullied all through high school. All right, dude. I saw a picture of you in high school, bro. Who bullied you? The kid who was 8 foot? Like, what the
Shaq
fuck are we
bullied
talking
him, bro.
about? Like, right, and then talk about that real quick. Braun Strowman, I was bullied all through high school. I'm thinking like, oh, wow, he must have really had a growth spurt. And then they showed him back. I'm like, this dude was 7 foot tall sophomore year. Who bullied him? The kid with a gun? Like,
Omas. Omas went to that school, brother.
who the fuck bullied this kid? The rest of the sophomore class? Like, what the fuck?
Teachers, dude. Cops.
With baseball bats? Like, who bullied the guy?
He's from Tennessee. You just don't understand mountain men.
They'd be like, Mark Henry, yeah, in my early 20s, I was bullied. Bullied?
As an Olympic
You can
weightlifter.
pull a fucking tractor trailer with a back harness. Who bullied you?
Oh, that was JBL.
Oh.
He did talk about that. How he had to put a stop to that shit. He's like, oh, Ron Simmons put me up to it because you're funny when you're angry.
He said, Farouk ain't gonna job me out.
That's what JBL did because he got scared. He's like, I caught him when he was by himself. There's no one else there but me and him. He's like, I did it once. I'll do it again. You keep fucking with me like you are. He's like, oh, Ron Simmons set me up. He told me to do it because we think it's funny when you're angry.
Oh, shit. But on that note, I'm excited to get some gaming on. Thank you once again, Scotty Two Stone, for joining the Bumps and Bruises pod. Everybody being tuned in. I can't wait to see what your guys' questions are following forward as well. And I can't wait to see what your guys' answers are. And I'm going to post a couple of clips as well. If you're not tuned in, locked in yet, hit that like, subscribe, follow at Tuklenku, all social media platforms, Deezer, Weezer, TikTok, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, you name it, I am there. And with that being said, 29 Candles out now. Some of this pen coming soon. Sleepless Rate episode 244 coming tonight. We got a great DJ set coming at you. We had to rebook it at the last second. We got a new episode of Bumps and Bruises, as you can see, up now. Looking really forward to AEW Double or Nothing. Looking really forward to Saturday night's main event. And with that being said, keep the love high and the hate low. Wake up with a smile on. Look in the mirror and remind yourselves of 3 things you're grateful for. And most importantly, look in that mirror and say, I love you. Scotty Two Stone, anything you'd like to leave these great people with?
Yes. Shelton Benjamin will not be Hulk Hogan's first champion.
Benjamin Shelton.
However you want to say it, will not be Hogan's first champion. Have a good night.
I believe you got to say 3 things before we close out of here.
Wrestling's fake. People are real.
No. Don't fuck it up now.
Wrestling's real and people are fake.
And
Don't be a jobber.
you heard that there first. Don't take that pin. Get that win, baby. Peace, y'all.